Welcome to another exciting episode of Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Paper Guy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And it's the Hump Day Happy Hour Salute. And tonight we enjoyed peanut butter, chocolate bourbon, or chocolate peanut butter bourbon cream. That's what it was. It was actually good. And Mr. Magazine is fasting, but he actually enjoyed it.
Yeah, good stuff.
And thank you for joining Calamity Photo.
Yeah,
definitely do appreciate that.
Cool Calamities first out the box. Congrats. Super See the Lights always in the house.
Thank you for being a member.
Triple F's here.
And big news. Triple F is not going to be on next week. He's actually going to be on April 1st. No fooling. Mr. Magazine will be out of town. No fooling. He's going to be on a 3-hour cruise, as I recall. And you're going on a cruise, right?
Oh, yeah, 3 hours. I wish it was 3 hours.
Well, unless it turns out like the TV 3 hours.
I'd pay more for a 3-hour cruise.
Well, unless you ended up on a thing. Well, then again, with Ginger and Marianne, so that's a positive too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he graciously accepted the change to April 1st, just to let you know. So thank you.
Delightful Don's in the house. How's it going?
Hey, thank you for being a member.
Super C. Oh, awesome. Aaron's in the house.
And more breaking news. Aaron, Mr. Magazine just sent you my email address. Reach out to me. Aaron will be on the show next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be talking about logistics and how to prepare for a big deal, various things to think about for a big deal. And you're sitting out there saying, but we don't do big deals, Paper Guy. Doesn't matter. He's going to help you. He's going to tell you the best things to rent, the best ways to do it, what to get with insurance, what to get with. He's going to help us all that. So no matter what size deal you're doing, he's going to give us a lot of great tips. Really looking forward to that.
How to live on bread and water when you're driving cross country.
There you go.
I'm a cheapskate.
I do have the giggles already. You're right, Don.
Marvelous Mr. Hot Wheels. How's it going?
Breaking news. Mr. Hot Wheels is not going to be on the show, but hey, reach out. You never know.
How about Jay-Z Jeff? How's it going?
Reach out. You never know.
All right. I think we're ready. Yep. Okay. I'm ready now.
I don't know what
is it again?
Somehow or other, he has just highlighted the entire screen.
There we go. All right.
Oh, my goodness gracious. It's our first show.
Peanut butter.
All right, we're going to start the show off as we always do, asking how sales are. How are your sales out there, and how are your sales, Mr. Magazine?
Crazy that I'm saying this, but eBay seems to be consistently better. Like I said, we have a 50% off sale on cheaper items, which I think we're selling more items. We're selling 50, 60 items a day when it used to be like 25 to 40. I'm selling some cheaper stuff, but at the end of the day, my sales are up, 20%. So,
nice.
Can't argue with that. Amazon's average or a little better. All the other sites are average or a little better. Nothing really crappy. Whatnot's crappy, but James isn't doing much there. So he's, we've been having a little vacation time going on there. But other than that, I can't complain too much. We tried 8 books so far. Nothing from 8 books. It's been a couple weeks. We listed maybe 100, 150 items. So hopefully we can get that going by listing more stuff because with the no insertion fees, it's a no-brainer as long as you're selling stuff,
Yep.
So
very good.
Cool. Kent's in the house.
Hello there. Sales are Mew. Listed 200 postcards. Wow. Are you using AI or did you do it all by hand? Let's see what Fossil said. Goose egg today on sale. It's been rough past week or so. You better make those sales. We have to have something to talk about. When Fossil's on the show and I go, how are your sales? And he just stares at me. It's going to make for a pretty bad show there.
What if I took a sail cruise ship on a sailboat?
There you go.
You ask me how my sales are.
There you go. Exactly.
A lot of lovelies in the house. And by the way, thank you for that. We've already ordered those vitamins on Amazon.
There you go.
Yeah,
so thank you, La Paper, and thank you for being a member.
Now I'll never call my doctor.
He was supposed to be, but he's going to be the week after. Mr.
Is it an April Fool's joke? Like he's really going to show up and then, random neighborhood kid's going to be here instead or something.
Instead of me.
Yeah. Well, you should have said I was going to be here next Wednesday or the Wednesday I'm gone and actually have someone else. That'll be the April Fool's joke.
There you go. There you go.
Awesome antiquarian.
Thank you for being a member. Using AI, but checking each one. Okay.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. So the good amount of dead stock was 38% off sale over the weekend, but really nothing else. Mm-hmm. Might I ask why you chose 38%? That is I was going to say it's an odd number, but it's actually not.
Is he doing a promotion for 2%? Like I do stuff like that. I had to factor the promotion in.
I was going to say 38% is an odd number, but it's not, is it?
No. But if you do like a 2 or 12 promotion, then I'll make it 40 or
Right.
50. So
sales are awesome
Wow.
this week, but I've been listing a lot more lately.
have we heard that? I don't think anyone's ever said awesome. That's amazing. Or amazing.
My sales are okay. It's been this week over on eBay, but it is spring break for a lot of people. And I did check my back records, and historically, this is a pretty slow week. Historically, the last 5-6 years, it's been a slow week.
Wow.
So I've been expecting it not to be great. I haven't been disappointed. It hasn't been great. So it's kind of, pulling teeth, but I'm doing okay. Not great, not terrible. Okay. Very good.
I got to do that when my wife's asking me for money. Here's $38. Just feels right.
It feels right. There you are. Promoted. This actually shocked me last week. 18 I paid promoted on out of 62. That's like way lower than usual.
Yeah,
that's like, way lower.
That's
than
like
usual.
pre-COVID.
So apparently I was making sales and not paying a promoted fee on very many last week. So I was very, very happy about that. Offers 199 older items, 299 total. 284 last week, 295 last year. So it's all pretty much within a little pattern right there. One sale on $1 million peddlers, 3 on Etsy. So Etsy slows down, and it typically does this time of year. Papergoy.com. I don't know what happened. I got a $160 order from one person. Now they buy about every 3 months from me, and an $88 order from another person. So
good stuff.
Papergoy.com, Infowago. And how about any buys? Anybody out there buying anything?
I got some, steadily. My book guy's coming in with some cool stuff. He had a Thomas the Train toy in the original.
Those are actually good.
It was like $200-300. Like it's a rare version. I didn't even believe. I had to look it up. Not that I didn't believe him, but then he also had. He might have comped it wrong. It was one of the little people from Wizard of Oz. I think it's a reprinted lobby card.
Oh,
he saw someone had like $100-150, but they're only selling for like $25 to $50. But I still picked it up, So,
yeah.
But some people bring in toys, some sports stuff, a little mix of stuff. Every day it's 1 or 2 items. So, but it's weird. People are finding me around like Rochester now, or Buffalo area, and they're coming in with stuff.
Oh, that's good.
So, yeah, neat.
That's very convenient, and a lot more without promoted fees too. Yeah. So who knows what was going on? So yeah, that was a record-breaking lack of promotion this past week.
What about you? I know you got by, so let's have it.
So I did go to 2 estate sales. I did go to see our friend who's been on the show before, Joe from Elite Auctions. Drove out to Hamlin. Now I was partway there anyway. I had to pick something up at Walmart in Greece, so then I drove on out there. It was one of those houses that could have been really good. It was an old farmhouse on Main Street in town, in an old town. Apparently, these are not original owners. I went through and I'm like, I just couldn't find anything to buy whatsoever. So then I decided to, oh, wow.
Nice, yeah.
I decided to go over to Greg from Flower City, who's also been on the show. His was actually pretty good. If you're behind the paywall, you'll see the video, the things that I bought. I bought 46 items for $55. Couldn't go wrong with that. I think the kid who did the thing messed up, because there was a $10 item, a $4 item, an $8 item. So that's $22 worth of stuff for 3 items.
Yeah.
Somehow I got the other 43 items for, whatever, $42, whatever it was. So I think he undercharged me on some stuff, but I didn't bother looking until I get to the car, and I go, that didn't seem like enough money. Sales, DEAD, finding motivational box sets, first editions, going back to 36, and author signed. We'll see whether they get any eyeballs. Cool. Perfect.
Cool.
Yeah. So I ended up buying some nice stuff over there. And then Mr. Magazine gave me a house call. So I ended up going over there, Mr. Magazine. Ended up spending $200, and I probably paid too much because I'm like, well, I guess I can use the books. I can give you 200. And there were 2 brothers there. And at the same time, they both said, done. I go, wait a minute. Both of you are like screaming, yes, yes, yes. But really good stuff for Allentown. Those old Civil War books and books like, you can't see, they're like this big each.
Here we go. That's the same thing you said in the, I won't get into it.
But the large size books that I don't want the first thing to do with shipping, I think I can fill a table to a table and a half in Allentown with them. And here was one of the reasons why I offered them $200. a few of the books had the sheets inside for what the guy had bought them for online.
Oh, wow.
And the one is like, whole description, blah, 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 $300.
Yeah.
Another one, whole description,
Wow.
$200. I'm like, I'm at $500 in 2 books. I'm giving you $200 for 4 boxes worth of books. I think I'll make some money. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it out in Allentown with those sheets in there. And that's what I'm asking on it.
Yeah, cool.
Why waste my time pricing when they've been priced already by a dealer and somebody bought them?
Yep.
So perfect about that. And then I did get a email from the gentleman in New York City that buys opera programs, things like that for me. He was asking me about a program, and then he goes, oh, by the way, I just sent you another box of stuff. So he literally just sends me stuff, and then I send him a check out. And he never says anything to me. I'm assuming he cashes the check, never complains.
Yeah.
He never tells me they're on the way. They just show up. But this time he did tell me. I just should get a box, and I go, oh, he just sent me some stuff.
Cool.
So sourcing is kind of easy at some point. I'm going to tell you that right now. And this weekend, I'll be going to Ephemera Fair. So if you're anywhere near the old Greenwich, Connecticut area, stop on by Ephemera Fair. It is Saturday and Sunday. Going to be a lot of fun. Remember Pico from Pico Book? He was on the show before. He's going to be set up there as well. You don't remember him at all?
I do.
Okay.
That's why I'm on 8 books.
Oh, there you go. All right. That's actually true. That is actually is true. Yeah.
I thought about taking the pill, and it already is helping me already.
Thought about taking it. There you go. But do stop by, and if you do go there, say hi to Pico as well. Tell him you saw him on the show. Glitch of the week. Yeah, there was big glitches yesterday. A couple people reached out to me, and then I verified it myself. The eBay app was not connecting to the server, but only 50% of their sales are through the app. So the fact that's down doesn't matter.
Yeah, right. The stock should have skyrocketed.
And Mr. Magazine, I called him over, and he verified a glitch this evening. I got an offer via email. Now, it was a counter offer. I don't know if that matters or not. I got a counter offer via email on an item. It was not in my messages, but it was on my dashboard for offers. So if you are just going through the messages, don't check on your dashboard, check your email, because the offer came in at 6:59, and at 7:19, it still hadn't hit the messages, if it was ever going to hit the messages. So a little tip out there, do check your dashboard. It will tell you on their offers from buyers. That happened actually the other day too. I had 2 offers that I never got emails on.
Wow.
So yeah, they've been having some glitches on that as well.
Maybe they're just doing that to sellers that don't need the money.
Yeah, exactly. I made an order this morning at 5:30 for some packing materials. I got a confirmation email from eBay at 10:14 telling me that my order's been received.
Wow.
So
Nice.
it only took almost 5 hours for the order to go through on a buy it now. So yeah, they're having all kinds of problems over on the site. So if your sales are glitchy, that could be part of the reason too. And then I listed, you'll love this one, Mr. Magazine. I listed a postcard this morning from 1973. It said the year manufactured 1973. That seems reasonable.
Yeah, right. So far, so good.
The era manufactured 1960 to 1969. So it somehow thinks 1973 occurred during the 60s. I don't know. Also bought a collection of vintage black Americana Valentines, listed 30 of them first night and sold almost all of them that night. Then eBay shut the rest down for violations. At least you got in and out. That's the key.
Speaking of black Americana, that book guy came in today, and he had an original box. It said Black Power. It was a figurine of a African-American person. You push the head down and something comes on any which way. It's
a novelty.
Yeah, it's probably from the 50s or 60s, but one sold for 55. So can you sell that on there?
Probably, yeah, because they got the novelty ones of the little boy. Okay. You know that famous thing from the fountain where he's peeing into the fountain.
Oh yeah.
That one. Okay. They sell things like that. So probably, yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think there's probably a novelty section for that. eBay rarely matches dates right when listing. Yeah, which is crazy. I mean, it told me 73 and it tells me the 60s. Yeah, probably that one. Yep, the stereotype, absolutely. I mean, I don't want to speak for him, but that would be my thought. eBay, have you gotten this, Mr. Magazine, where you order things and they show up and then you get an email saying, you've received your order. Time to list your next item.
I don't think so. That does not sound familiar.
No, they're
I would
doing
know
that all the time in emails now. And if you get an order in, they tell you, you got it. Now you got to sell something. So that email is coming to me regularly. eBay has shut down their help through Facebook, social media. You need to reach out to them on the site, which is terrible because I always had very good luck using Facebook.
Do you know why they did it?
They want to streamline all underneath one group. They want poor information consistently all for one group, as opposed to actually being able to help you. That would be my guess. There you go. So you just got that message too. So did you say, dadgummit, I'm going to list something and run off and list something, Mr. Hot Wheels? Did it work? Google sent an email out that you could sign up to get notice of potential regulatory changes. And it was saying that all kinds of towns and states and all these places are putting changes that could affect your business and selling online. Sign up now to find out about them. So I said, yeah, why not? So I opted in. So I will be bringing you various things. And so if one time I'm saying, hey, if you live in Tennessee, then you'll know why. On that. We had to remove one or more of your listings for not following our offensive material policy. We understand this must be frustrating, but don't worry. We're here to help.
Yeah, I get that for adult magazines that you should be able to list on eBay, like a Mayfair.
Right.
And they'll kick it off. It's crazy.
Oh, I went into my sold items and actually said, your item is out of stock. Listing is hidden until restocked. But I don't believe it was an item that I ever used. Maybe it was. Might have been an item that I used quantity on. Now I have to think about that. I'll have to, but then it disappeared. So I don't know what happened to it. Could have just been a glitch. And really, really big news. I am out of Amazon jail.
Ooh, again.
I'm at 6% buy box. I'm probably on parole. I need to be good, but I'm at 6% buy box. And it's funny because it went from 0%. The next day I log on, I'm at 6%.
So you're saying I should buy something from you and give you a negative?
Yes, and then I'll go back in jail. I've violated the terms of my parole. Yes, that's wonderful. Thank you. You're a real pal.
No, you undercut me on that 1958 Life magazine. I'm going to get even.
Mine's gone. You just sold yours. I need 4 more money.
Oh, good. All right.
All righty. Yeah, I did see that's what they're claiming.
They've been saying that for a long time.
And now they want to charge $1 or more on the postage. And I just read Amazon, I believe, shipped more packages than the post office did.
What?
Oh, definitely going to be sooner than that before I'm back in jail. Definitely going to be sooner than that. I'm a ne'er-do-well, and I'll never, ever be any good. Dolls, figurines, housewares, and historical advertisements are prohibited as they portray unfavorable representation or stereotypes based on race or ethnicity. So the item of the week this week is not much, but there's a reason why I'm bringing this up. Let me find here where this is. I'll talk for a minute, Mr. Magazine, while I find this.
Yep. So anyway, do we, let's see, anything, yeah, I got nothing for you. Rough day. Do we have a rambling to do?
Yeah, do a rambling because I have to find what I had for this.
I gotta prepare for these. I'm a lot of ramblings. You got anything good?
You could talk about your wife's job.
Yes, my wife did get a job. She was a nurse and she did recruitment and wasn't getting along with her boss after a while, and she really wasn't having fun after being a nurse for almost 30 years. So buddy of mine is a superintendent of the Greece school systems, and he got her a school nursing job right by her house, so she's happy about that. But now she's got to deal with bodily functions of kids. They're 5 to 8 years old, so they're cute until they wet themselves or poop themselves, and then you got to deal with that. So, but she said it's very busy there. They have a lot of kids, and it's still worth it because she has a boss that she likes now. So.
I can't find what I need, but it's over on the computer. So I'm going to have to yell on this over here. But first I want you, Mr. Magazine, so this is what this is. This is a piece of original art that I got from Heritage. Okay. It's on paper. And you can, Mr. Magazine.
Wow.
It's great.
I was getting excited for a minute there.
It's signed in the bottom. Signed in the bottom by an artist named Toodles. And it actually comes from Sex to Sexty magazine.
Oh, wow.
Mr. Magazine, why don't you explain to everybody what is on there and what is happening?
Well, it's an old couple out in the wilderness, in a sleeping bag together.
Okay.
There's a horse.
A zebra, I believe.
Oh, it's a zebra. Oh,
Yeah.
well, I guess you're right. Yeah. Eating some grass, but the zebra's butt is on top of the man's face.
Yep. And what does the caption say on the bottom?
Well, there's also a shotgun, a hat, and a backpack.
Yep.
Eleanor, when was the last time you... So, well, it says the word douched, crossed out, and then says had a bath. Pretty good.
So hopefully this prints out and I can read this. So what I did is, and we're going to be using AI a lot.
I'm curious what that's worth.
$40, something like that.
Wow.
So I didn't know who Toodles was. And so I put it over to AI and I asked it about the artist. Can you tell me who Toodles is? Because a lot of times people use pen names or whatever.
Yeah.
AI did not know who Toodles was, but AI decided it wanted to explain the joke to me. So again, it's a couple laying in a sleeping bag with the zebra's butt above their head and the guy smelling it saying, when was the last time you had a bath? That's the joke. AI said, the cartoon features a zebra and a rhinoceros.
That's rude. That's his wife. It's terrible.
The zebra is looking at the rhino, who is covered in mud or perhaps just has a very wrinkly textured hide, and asks, Eleanor, when was the last time you had a bath? The joke relies on the visual contrast between the zebra clean stripes and the rhino's messy appearance.
Okay.
Are you seeing any of that, Mr.
No,
Magazine?
No. But there must be one. You should Google it now and see. There has to be one.
Exactly. There has to be a rhinoceros in this picture right over here. AI told me so. So AI is interesting at times. It has a sense of humor that I don't always get. But again, I've begun to use it a little bit more, definitely. But there are some errors, as you can see, Mr.
Yeah.
Magazine.
Oh, I've seen plenty of them at my employees listing.
And what are you seeing with the AI? And we've got a couple more videos coming out about AI listing, but what have you seen recently?
It definitely helps. And again, I don't list, I do all the prepping. But when, my manager who's he loves the AI and stuff, but certain fields he's not knowledgeable and it's not his fault. Just you have to have experience. Like, I was telling Paperboy, we did a bunch of complete trading card, non-sport trading card sets, from the 80s, 90s, whatever. And they're little plastic cases. Well, a lot of the cover cards will say 88 cards plus stickers, 12 stick, whatever it is. So he's putting them on there and they're showing up with the stickers, but they don't have the stickers in them. So you actually have to revise the listing to say no stickers, but he doesn't know that. So it's a lot of things that I have to double check with. Again, there was photos of celebrities that either the signature was wrong or the person in the picture was wrong, that he didn't know these people. So I just said, hey, we have a million things we could list. Let's go with what we're familiar with at least. So if you're familiar with what you're listing and using the AI, fine. If you're not, then just set it aside. We don't have to rush it. So I feel like he gets really anxious. He listed like 1,000 movie stills in 2 days, which is great. They're slow moving and they go for about, $7 to $15, but we got a lot of bang for our buck on there. So, but I told him, let's do some quality listings sometimes and then do the.
But the real problem was when it listed Ed Asner and said it was a rhinoceros.
Exactly.
That was the real problem.
Crazy, yeah.
Hit the like button if you could. Would appreciate that. No installing offers this week. One of the few times ever. You didn't send me any whatsoever.
Jeez.
Cornfucius joke of the week. Guess what, Mr. Magazine? Sad news.
Oh.
Sad news.
Who died, Homer or Jethro?
The baby kangaroo was kidnapped.
Oh.
Do you know what happened, Mr. Magazine?
No.
Somebody picked his mother's pocket. Because kangaroos carry the down, somebody picked the pocket. So
good stuff. Good stuff.
The baby kangaroo was kidnapped. Somebody picked his mother's pocket. Make sure you tune in any of my Whatnot shows. 20 past the hour, you'll get a joke as funny as that. Not guaranteed. Joke not guaranteed to be funny. Customer issue. So I am trying to get back into Amazon jail, apparently. I sold a comic and I had listed the comic accurately as far as the condition goes. But what I've begun to do now is if the condition is not the greatest, I will send along a packing slip and I will circle on the packing slip so that they can see this was the condition. So at least they can't argue.
Right.
Or so I thought. So I sold a comic book that was not in the best shape. The website did not note that there was significant damage to the cover. The photo on the listing does not show any damage. You wrote it on the receipt, but it was not disclosed before purchase.
Okay.
That's true. Yes, I wrote it in type print. I somehow typed it on his packing slip that he can match up to his own order on that over there. Really busy lately, ignored making new. Well, yeah, that does it too. And and that's one of the positives about being busy is you don't tend to notice sales being down. Yeah, so he claims I wrote it on the receipt when I actually sent him out a copy of the packing slip. So I commented back to him. I said, I'll give you a refund as a courtesy. I said, but please, when shopping Amazon, there's a stock photo. That is the main photo. It just shows the overall item, what cover version, etc. This is not the item that is being sold, the specific item. I most certainly did disclose the packing slip I sent is what you saw before purchasing, so it is the exact item that you bought, and you were aware of this prior to purchase. As a courtesy, I will refund, but please understand how Amazon works so you don't have further disappointments. You must read the condition area to see the condition of the exact one you are getting, as we are all forced to list off the catalog listing with the stock photo. And it kind of sucks that, I'm getting penalized because he doesn't know how the site works.
Yeah.
A cost of doing business, it is what it is, but it is kind of crazy out there.
Yeah,
but the funniest thing is you wrote it in. No, it's typewritten. You can match that up to your order. You'll see the same thing that I see. This was funny. So the weather's been changed. It was 66 one day. It was 26 and 3 inches of snow the next day of that nasty
There was no snow. It was warm. And then we get icy snow. Oh, it was horrible.
And wait till I put this up and then tell the world's shortest sentence. So I had that buy on Monday and it was 66 degrees and I went around without a jacket on. Well, the buy was at 4:30 in the afternoon. I go walk outside. I go, what the heck? Because it was 41 and cold wind. Had to get my jacket for that. Woke up the next morning, 3 inches of snow. And I don't know if you knew this or not, Mr. Magazine, but it was the really hard crystal snow.
Okay.
Real heavy snow. And I'm out there shoveling at 4:30 in the morning, and that real hard and heavy winds, when the winds blow the hard crusty snow into your face, it hurts like heck. Ask me how I know.
It happened to you.
You guessed right. You're like a Kreskin. It's amazing.
What if you look like Jim Carrey from Dumb and Dumber when you're riding on that little scooter cross country and the boogers all frozen up?
Well, I was thinking it looked like I got shot with a pellet gun. So because of this, I had to buy some Tylenol Sinus Severe. I do get some sinus problems when the temperatures change so rapidly. So I went and I bought that on eBay. Guess what happened, Mr. Magazine?
Tell me.
When I went to purchase it, I got the pop-up that I could buy the All-State Protection Plan if I had any problems. So if my Tylenol Sinus Severe broke within the next 3 years, I could put in a claim.
Wow, that's awesome. What do you think you're going to get out of that one?
Well, it was only $1.35 for the insurance. I'd be foolish not to do it, right?
It's actually worth it.
I clicked the button that said, no, I'll get my own insurance.
What if you send it to your insurance agent? Can you do better than this?
Mysterious benefactor who's been on the show is in insurance, and he always says only leave out statutory reasons. If you have to do it by law, you have to do it. But he said any other thing, only insure what you cannot afford to lose. That he works in insurance, and that is his tip to you. Only insure what you cannot insure to lose.
Does that include life insurance policies on people you know?
I can afford to lose the $10 from Tylenol. I don't like to brag, but I can afford to lose the $10 from Tylenol Severe Sinus, so I'm not going to pay the $1.35. But our recent snow wasn't aggressive like that. Yeah, mine was chasing me around the yard. It was great. Did you see the John Lennon, a piano that John Lennon used? I believe it set a record for musical instruments, 2.5 million pounds, so about $3.2 million or something other like that. But again, it was his own piano. So
again, when I'm comparing them to Otani cards and stuff, rightly so.
Well, I guess the flip side of that is which is easier to store, one Otani card or a brand piano of John Lennon's?
True. You see, there was a card that they tracked it from 2020.
Right.
So it's numbered out of 5, signed by him. Went for $600.
Back then?
Yeah, no,
Oh.
130,000. It's crazy, man. It's just crazy. I'm glad I didn't have any good Otanis. Josh Allen's the one that killed me.
2 days ago, Harold Paloma was in the 20s. Today it's in the 80s. Friday it's going to be in the 90s. Oh, geez. Wow. I just hope the weather holds out when I drive over to Connecticut. That's my big hope. New York State sued the game developer Valve, saying that its loot boxes are gambling. So people are starting to crack down in various places for that kind of thing.
Well, people are losing tons of money all across the board.
Well, and it ties into Whatnot. Whatnot got a lawsuit regarding repacks and breaks that they're gambling. I think Whatnot kind of knew something like this was coming, because one of the suggestions in the lawsuit is for Whatnot, they should put spending limits by request. Well, they've already done that. They did that a month or two ago on that as well. So I guess one of the big problems is the fact that you're buying a spot, but you don't know what team you're buying for the spot, right?
You can, if it's auction, you can pay more. Say I want the Bills, and it's $100 for the Bills.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because some of them are where you just pay for a spot, right? $100 a spot.
You pay for a spot, a number or something.
Yeah.
But a lot of times that's where the auction. Say you got a hot rookie and he's on the Cleveland Browns, which that's funny. But any which way, that one might go for $300 because you got the shot of getting the RPA.
Okay. So I guess that one wouldn't necessarily be gambling. It sort of is because you don't know what you're getting, but it isn't because you know you're getting the Browns versus you pay $500 for a spot and you get the Steelers.
Right.
Well, you didn't want the Steelers, you wanted the Browns.
Yep.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, so that's the lawsuit on there. 1962 Jimmy Page letter. $13,000 it went for a signed letter by him. Hey, welcome in, Jackie Jack. Great to see you. Do check Jackie Jack out on Whatnot, 9:00. He's got a show. So he told us, hey, get done before 9. So he yelled at us about that. Speaking of Whatnot, person came on my Whatnot today. They were at the DMV and said my show was better than that. So my show is better than waiting in line at the DMV.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
That's pretty good. So
you both have the little bell.
That's true. That is true. That is true. So next time you're at the DMV, stop by the show. You'll have more fun. And then another person came in. All right. I know some people don't like when I mention certain people. I'm not mentioning anybody, but this absolutely truly happened today. A person came into my Whatnot show today asking when I was running the armrest for the 1991 Honda. Then they said they needed a steering wheel. Was I going to sell the steering wheel?
Good stuff.
Then I said something like, oh, I've got these. And then they needed something else. And I go, well, you could drive over and get it. He goes, I can't drive over. I don't have a steering wheel. So that was actually pretty funny. But so I got my first heckler over on Whatnot.
Better than a rock.
There you are.
Interesting.
Remember Charlie Brown? I got a rock at Halloween.
No, I wasn't a big fan. Not enough talking. That's why I hang out with you.
Absolutely, Don. Yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, they were asking to buy a steering wheel, told me to cut the crap and sell the auto parts because they thought it was an auto parts show.
That's great.
I don't know. I don't know if I was being heckled by somebody or what was going on.
Did they want any like car seats covers?
They did not mention car seat covers. Crazy. They mentioned steering wheel and they mentioned an armrest. So I don't know. Who knows?
What if they wanted to arm wrestle you and they got cut out when they just said arm wrest?
Oh, it could be. That could be that. They would beat me. This was great. Heritage sent me an email and everybody an email out. You got to listen to the wording on this. A few people know this about me. I am or can be world-class passive-aggressive. Would you agree with that, Mr. Magazine?
Yes.
I can be world-class. Right up there, passive-aggressive. I salute Heritage for this passive-aggressive email that they sent out. We are often asked whether our consignment advances can be used to pay for items you purchase from other companies. Okay. The answer is yes. You would simply give us the proper instructions and we could send your advance check directly to another company if desired. Why not get the benefit of highest prices when you sell, even when you prefer to pay less when you buy? Oh, shots fired.
Yeah.
So you can sign to us and you get lots of money, and then you can go to those loser auction companies and spend your money over there.
Yeah.
My hat's off to Heritage, whoever wrote that. They took my class on passive aggressiveness. Well played. Well played. I absolutely love that.
Good stuff.
Exactly. I'm stockpiling it. I'm stockpiling it when I do the steering wheel and armrest auction. That was great, though. I laughed so hard about that email. Fanatics sold a 2013 Bowman Chrome Draft Superfractor signed Aaron Judge card.
Oh, yeah. I heard a story about this.
For $5.2 million. What's the story? I don't know the story. I just know they sold it.
Father and son collected cards when it came out.
Yeah.
And they didn't know what they had. They liked Aaron Judge. They just put them in a sleeve, whatever, in a page. And then they just think they took them out. They just found them recently, took it out, took it to a dealer. And I forgot what the dealer said. Something like, whatever it was. The guy said, "Would you give me $25,000 or something like that? Is it worth that?" It's worth a lot more than that. You should take it to auction house.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
No, that makes me feel good, though.
If it's true, it was on Instagram, but
Well, it makes me feel good, though, that there are honest dealers out there.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now, the only thing I might have done differently, what would you have done differently?
I don't know if oh, God, that's a tough one.
I would have tried to broker it.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Yeah.
Look, I've got contacts.
Yeah.
I'll reach out to. You give me a little bit of the money for what it sells. I'll put you in touch. I'll do the work. I'll run it through, whatever.
You almost have to, because I don't have $50,000 just sitting around like, let me write you a check for $50,000. So yeah, that's definitely the next best thing. But
because then you're taking it off their plate also. You're handling it.
And sadly, I don't think I would know it's worth $5 million, but I think I would know that it would be worth over $100,000. The way the card market is, like, I don't think he's Ohtani as far as the card market goes, but he's the second best Ohtani. So I would think, like, if this was Ohtani, it would be, $500,000. So it's got to be between 100 and 400,000.
Even if you get 1% for brokering.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
You're $50,000 for brokering.
Contact Heritage and just, hey, I got a deal. You got to cut me in on it or something like that.
Yeah,
as long as the guy's involved. Yeah.
You got a beard growing on there?
It's lazy. I can't really grow a beard. It's, it's like a.
Never stopped me.
Yeah. My wife's having one of her parties again Saturday, so I'll shave it for that. It's her revenge tour, the divorce party from her job. So it's like, she's going out to eat with her friends, talking about her old job, new job. It's like every day, and now there's a final party for it, and so I think I'll shave it there.
So Mr. Magazine was busy last week, so he couldn't go to Vegas for the MDS $1 Million Sellers Club. Every year they do a bash in a different place. You do $1 million on Amazon, don't you, or not quite?
Right around there.
You got to get above it, and we got to reach out to the $1 Million Sellers. Yeah, they did one trip one year to the French Riviera, I think they went to.
Amazon does this.
No, it's a group of sellers that do more than $1 million. Yeah,
on one site though.
On Amazon.
Okay. Oh, it's not all on Amazon. All right, gotcha. So why don't I just buy a lot of things and sell them for the same price on Amazon to get me over the threshold?
You got to be close, though, aren't you?
Yeah, we're 9-something, 980, 950.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Next year, you got to get over $1 million so you can get invited by these people. There you go.
This is like easily over a week, this thing. Yeah, so yeah.
Paul Carl made an announcement. I believe I'm allowed to say this over here. He has announced publicly that he's going to be on eBay Live. He's got his first show coming up in a month or so.
How do you score that?
He talked with them and everything, but he's going to be selling sports cards. I've not heard back from them yet, but I did talk to Popeyes as well today, and Popeyes reapplied as well. He applied a long time ago. He reapplied. But like I was talking with Popeyes today, and I said, look, they don't have our categories yet.
Yeah.
We don't want to be in the and other or just some mysterious category that they don't promote.
I'm sorry. When did you say he's going on?
A month, something like that.
I should see if he wants anything, just to, like, I don't know what he's going to put out there, but if he wants anything special or out of the ordinary or something, I can definitely throw him something.
Oh, Amazon is very tough for new sellers. A lot of things are gated. We're lucky that we've been on a long time, so we can sell a lot of stuff like books and various things like that. It is tough. It is a tough site, and it's getting tougher all the time. Reach out to me if you have specific questions about various things to sell. I can tell you what can sell over there. But again, it's tough. It is a tough site. And the other problem is they can gate stuff on you at any time. So all of a sudden you got Legos listed and then you can't sell Legos.
Exactly.
You can't sell used toys over there anymore.
Yeah.
And, a lot of things, if you build your business around selling this kind of thing and then they say, no more. Happened to me years ago with CDs. All of a sudden they gated tons of CD brands. And I was like, oh, I bought all these CDs. About 2 weeks or 2 months earlier, I bought a ton of CDs from Mr. Magazine. So he knew what he was doing.
I think I can sell them now. I think I sell CDs on there. So I'm ungated.
Well, certain brands. I can sell some brands, but not others. Some of the big ones you can't sell.
Gotcha.
On that over there. And talking to Popeyes, he sent me a link to something called Whatnot Pulse on YouTube. Whatnot Pulse. And Don, if you don't mind, could you check that up real quick? Whatnot Pulse on YouTube. It's real interesting that it literally is a feed that shows you how many sellers are on, how many buyers are on Whatnot at this exact second. It tells you how many people are running shows at this exact second. It tells you how much in the last 30 minutes have sold and how many items have sold in the last 30 minutes.
Now I got a question because I know a while I asked James about this, and we've noticed a while back that there was guys selling adult DVDs and things that you really shouldn't be, not Playboy stuff, but hardcore things. Yeah. So I was just curious who was out there now. I wanted to take a look and how you would even search on it. And then he said search on an 18 plus, but then what he had only showed like Playboys and things like that. So are they still on, or did they get kicked off?
Down? Yeah, they probably cracked down. Yeah.
I'm just curious if anyone knows about that or how you would search and find them. Maybe I'll buy out their inventory.
So some interesting things. Now, this was at roughly noon, like 12:15 today. There were 59,796 viewers on Whatnot.
Wow.
With 2,152 streams.
Holy cow.
So there are over 2,000 people running a show at noon today. That averages out to roughly 28 people per stream, just as an average. Now, obviously, some people had 200, 300. Some people had one. Over the last half an hour, so from 11:30, it is Whatnot Pulse, Whatnot Pulse, Pulse on YouTube. Whatnot Pulse.
Is that going to be his name? Whatnot Pulse on eBay when Paul's selling? eBay Live?
Yeah, exactly. So Whatnot Pulse on YouTube. No, that's not. Yeah, exactly. No, that was not Pulse. Yeah, Whatnot Pulse over on YouTube. 27,574 items. Oh, you're not? Yeah, that was what Popeye sent me. I'll have to look it up again. But yeah, I wrote down that. Past 30 minutes, $16.64 was the average sales price that it worked out to. Talk for another minute, and let me just verify what Popeye sent me.
Well, maybe Popeye's playing an early April Fool's joke.
Well, except this actually was on there and changing.
Can you just Google it? And nothing comes up with Whatnot Pulse, or do you have to go on Whatnot?
No, it's on YouTube.
Okay. All right. Interesting. It's got to be. He wouldn't lie, right?
Oh, maybe it's...
Or maybe Paperboy's not saying it correctly.
Okay. It looks like it's something called Resell Bots. Resell Bot. RESELL Bot. And then Whatnot Pulse is the part of that. So it's something called Resell Bot, according to what Popeye sent me. Sorry about that, Don. I was sending you off on a wild goose chase there. Sorry about that.
April Fool's Day.
Exactly. Yeah, so a lot of fun next week. We're gonna have Aaron talking about deals and all that kind of stuff. Rochester Public Market did put garage sales up. Now they're gonna be once a month. They'd gone from being every week 2 years ago to once a month now.
Okay.
But kind of crazy. So if you're in the Rochester area, you can check that up now. Oh, really? And it was up this morning. That's funny.
Interesting. Oh, there we go.
Oh, maybe somebody found it. Yeah, could be. Yeah.
Say it again. Bots.
I found it fascinating, and just because you can sit there and watch, I think it refreshed every like 10 seconds or something or other like that. So you could go, oh, 88 people just got on the site.
Nice.
So kind of interesting on that. Oh, I'm finally back. Mr. Magazine, believe it or not, did not notice this. We did the Bolo video, and Mr. Magazine, as astute as ever, didn't notice I'm up to 100% on eBay again.
Oh, I did not notice that.
negative finally dropped off for the guy that said the item from the turn of the century was in too good a shape, so it had to be a reprint when I had a giant pile of magazines from turn of the century, and it was stuck in the middle of the pile, so that's why it was in nice shape.
Common sense. Just crazy.
Oh, there we are. All right. It's fascinating to sit there and look at that. As far as I was concerned, I actually subscribe to the channel. I'll be checking it out from time to time just to kind of look into the numbers. Did you see that? We talked about it a while ago. Did you see that Robert Ursay sale?
Who's he?
He used to be the owner of the Colts, and
he
put together that world-class collection.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Did you see what it sold for at Sotheby's?
The total? No.
$93 million.
That's chump change for him, though.
$93 million collection this guy put together. A lot of things were going way above estimate, not above value. They went for value. Crazy. $93 million collection.
But of course, his lifetime, he probably spent $10 million on it, or even less.
I'm sure he got good deals. Yeah, all the way through. Amazing, absolutely amazing on that. And last week we were talking about the pumpkin chili. I made it. It was very bland, incredibly bland. I had to spice it up with tons of hot sauce to be able to make it palatable. Not much flavor whatsoever. So if you see the pumpkin chili, I think it's a seasonal thing over at Walmart.
So what are you saying?
What am I saying?
Don't.
No. If you like bland things.
And we quote Kamala now. Oh, sorry.
But yeah, it comes in a little package like this. Then you add pumpkin to it. It's spices. It's a little spice package. Don't waste your money. That's my opinion. We are not sponsored, nor will we ever be sponsored by McCormick Pumpkin Spice Chili. All right, time for the main thing over here. The drastically changing reselling world. And I think, Mr. Magazine, you are at the forefront of it.
I guess I am. And this AI thing is taking over, which is, I would say, that's not really bad, but it's definitely a good thing. But for my business with my employees, I have to dedicate more time now because now my prepping has to be a little more specific, a little more digging to things I think would sell now. I got to, I'm going through the warehouse and finding trading card non-sport sets, like boxes of them. Let's try them out. Or I bought a Transformers collection that I probably wouldn't have bought. It was newer stuff, so I only paid a few bucks a piece, but now you got, 25 or 30 Transformers. Oh, this would be great for AI. The problem is now, my one manager who's really good at that stuff likes to get bang for your buck, meaning like he did 1,000, movie stills in like 2 days, which is great, but they're slow movers and they sell for $7 to $12 or $15 slowly. Where I have $2,000 in vintage G.I. Joe sitting on the shelf that takes him a lot longer. But again, I'm trying to get through them where like, hey, I paid $1,000, it's worth $2,000. Let's get it on because in 7 days they'll all have sold in my auction. Where guess what? In a week, this long-term photos are still going to be in there with no money coming back. So I'm trying to get him to like at least mix it up. Don't take the easy way out because he does like the AIs and the AI has a lot of flaws too. We're still dealing with, certain things that he's not familiar with. So I said, hey, just do what you know. Don't do celebrities that you don't know who they are. Don't do, sports cars you don't know who they are, because then I have to view them after he lists them because I'm picking them apart. Like, hey, this one's wrong. That one's wrong. We got to revise that one. So it's slowing him down and me as well, unless he just sticks with something that, hey, I know Transformers are going to put all them on, or I know, whatever the case may be. So, and now he's teaching everyone else. And we came up with a conclusion where when I get back in from my trip in April 5th or 6th, we're going to try and hire someone, maybe part-time photographer, where this person's going to take pictures. I'm going to, hey, here's 100, action figures. Here's 100, decks of vintage playing cards, whatever the case may be. Take the pictures and hand them off to either my manager or hand them off to other people, depending on what we're delegating there. So it's interesting because then they don't have to waste their time taking the picture. So, and again, I'm pressing the CZUR. Some of them prefer the camera, which is a touch slower, I'm guessing, but it is what it is. So we'll work on it. But I think in a year from now, we'll have 50,000 more listings easily.
Oh,
easily. The way things are going. Yeah. And that's another thing too. I told him, I go, listing the photos, say you got 1,000 on. Now we need to look at my enterprise store and say, are we going to go over this month? Now it's going to cost me 10 cents. I go, I don't want to pay 10 cents for each of these, say we went over 500. Now I'm paying 10 cents for these 500 photos that are sitting, you know what I mean? So I go, we got to be smart and kind of like put some quality stuff on too, that I don't care if it's 10 cents, so because it's not only 10 cents, but it adds up. That's all. So, and again, a year, if we're 50, 60, 70,000 more listings, my eBay fees will be going up, obviously, rightly so should my sales.
Right.
There you have it.
Yep.
What do you think?
I really should have. Yeah, that would have been a good idea, Mr. Hot Wheels. Well, first, I'd like to tell you a potential problem with the AI. I found in the basement, and I have no idea at all where I bought them, except they were all in a box, so I must have bought them in a lot somewhere or other. Must have bought them online somewhere. A box with, 50 Game Informer magazines on there. And I said, okay. So I said, I wonder if these are any good or not. So I came upstairs, and I didn't bring any of them upstairs, just from memory. I said, I don't know, these were all around issue 220, 240, 250.
Yeah.
So I typed in, I think, issue 265, something other like that. It was just a random number that I pulled out that would be in there. And then when I saw it, I recognized it. Yeah, that was one that I had. None have sold in the last 2 years. None. Then I went on
and they probably weren't very expensive either.
There are about 20 of them listed from like $2.99 on up.
I think they're free if you got a membership to GameStop.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
But therein lies the problem with the AI. If you just blindly follow it and you say, oh, I got this whole pile of GameStop.
Right.
Yeah, they'll sell eventually. And I just picked up 100 of them. I can just get the AI, get these 100 listed in, 10 minutes. Yeah, great. Except not one of that issue has sold, and it's got Star Wars on the cover.
Yeah, and that's where the quality comes in. You don't want, the quantity's good, but you definitely want some quality. You want to make worth the sales you're putting the time into.
Well, and again, 0 have sold, 0 in 2 years.
No,
with Yoda on the cover. I mean, Star Wars on the cover.
I gotta think it's going to be better, way better for eBay. It's going to help eBay out, because I don't think Amazon will ever implement AI.
Well, they're doing AI, but
for listers though.
Oh, I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't see that happening, or at least not for a long time. So eBay will help eBay if everyone's doing, I don't know what percentage are going to do AIs, but even if 20% of listers do AI, sellers do AI, it's got to increase sales, right?
Well, here's where the problem comes in for you out there. There is somebody locally that I take a look at their listings. I kind of gauge their sales because I want to know how they're doing. There's somebody that I know. And they sell the same type things that I do at a lower price. And I would say that back in the day, they were selling about 50 to 60, maybe 70 items in a week. And I'm not talking during the heyday. I'm talking, a year ago. They were selling 50 to 60 items a week. The last 3 to 4 weeks, they've been doing 25 items a week is all that they're selling. And I don't think it's necessarily just a slowdown. Their listings will read things like Harper's Magazine, March 8th, 1927, great fashion and ads. But they go and they take 8 pictures. So they do a quick listing on the front, but they don't take the time to pick out any keywords. Well, they're bumping heads against the people that are AI, whose listing would say, Harper's Magazine, March 8th, 1927. Right. Great magazine. But they're doing it manually.
Yeah.
He's manually listing mediocrity. He's doing so
with
manually.
A lot of pictures. They don't really even need for $8 to $10 magazines, whatever he's charging.
Well, thank you, Don.
True. Yep. Very true.
Yep. So what he's so there you are. John Doe is bucking the trend right there. Bucking the trend. He sold one. So you were that person.
Oh, wow. One a year. There you go.
You got it out of the way early this year. Now you can shut all the listings down. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so if you are listing mediocre items by hand, you're going to be left behind. You absolutely are going to be left behind. If you have mediocre items, find another venue to list them on, a smaller venue, a venue that people aren't using the AI or aren't thinking of selling this type of item on, or lot the things out. I know that's a favorite of Paul Carl, lot the stuff out. That might be the way to do it.
Well, what if you have something that's very common? Say you picked up a Sports Illustrated collection, 10 cents a piece, and they're 1990s, late 90s, early 2000s with mailing labels in VG condition. How are you competing? Even if you pay 10 cents, there's 30 of every one on there from that era.
Yeah.
If you have a mint one with no mailing label, different ball game, but that's about
Right.
it.
Yep. So the way to do it is, I think you got to go obviously obscure, one of a kind items, that kind of thing. Local interest items. If you get a billhead from 1887 from your town, you've got the only one of that billhead. I mean, that just maybe they made a duplicate, and so there's one other in existence because carbon copy. But essentially, you have the only one, and if you don't, the other one sells, and then you have the only one for sale. But that's what you need to do. So you need to look ahead, and you need to say, is this mediocre or not? And if you are spending your time listing mediocre items by hand, you're spinning your wheels, because yours, as Mr. Magazine said, you are going to get lost in the crowd. The only potential way to get out of that would be to build your brand and have people shop you, trust you, and buy those items out of there. But even then,
well, you need a reason for them to pick you. And so maybe you have 112,000 positives, everyone else has 100 to 1,000. Well, maybe that matters to someone.
But you also aren't going to be able to get $24.99 out of that Sports Illustrated when there are 28 of them on for $2.99 through $6.99.
Exactly.
Maybe you can get $7.99 out of it, but you're not going to be able to get $24.99 out of it.
Well, and I explained that to my manager that's doing the AI, because we have another lister. She's really good at listing the stuff. She does the AI is great, but I prep the magazine. So if it's not on Amazon, we'll put it on eBay. And it's so much faster to do it this way than even Amazon scratch or eBay from scratch. But the point is, he's like, well, if you're gone, should I just go grab boxes in the other room that you have magazines that are checked and they're not on Amazon? I go, no, you shouldn't, unless you're going to take something that we know is competitive, that we can, it's rare that we don't have to compete with anyone. So don't just take common titles. We're wasting our time. You're going to pay her for 40 hours in the work week to list Sports Illustrated. Where you going?
Right.
I go look for fashion, look for oddball stuff, things that you're not familiar with, because those are probably going to be better magazines.
No, I list manually, but I don't list mediocre.
Someone hit a nerve.
Passive aggressiveness comes out.
Oh, wow. It's on.
Yeah, no, I list manually. Yeah, I definitely do. But again, that's why I'm saying I'm trying not to list the mediocre stuff, just that, because of that reason alone. Because again, if I'm listing 10 items an hour of mediocre stuff, Mr. Magazine is listing the same type items, Rolling Stone magazines from the 80s, and he's doing them 100 at a pop, 100 in an hour, and I'm doing 10. Where am I going when you come down to it? So do take a look at your product mix, and I think that it's going to get worse and worse as things go on.
Definitely way more nowadays than when we were like in its infancy 20 years ago. We used to sell Sports Illustrated like crazy for good money, but then everyone caught on to it.
And here is the other spot that I'm going to make a prediction. I'm going to put on my Kreskin hat, or my Karnak hat here. And I don't want to say this, but I think this is 100% true. I think that eBay will raise fees next year, or maybe their fall thing. They're going to do something with stores, whether they add another size on top of Enterprise, whether they're going to screw the stores around price-wise. Because if you have all of these people, it's not just Mr. Magazine. You've got ADH Dave was talking about how many magazines he got up. All these people are out there. If you look into postcards, it's tons of AI listings over there. If people are listing hundreds, thousands of listings a day that are mediocre listings, eBay doesn't want, nothing against anything, but eBay doesn't want 72 nature pictures, nature postcards that on the top says, "Welcome to the Adirondacks." They don't want 72 of that linen postcard listed at 99 cents each. They don't.
eBay's going to take the good with the bad, meaning like they want people to list a lot more, so their sales will increase and eBay will make more off their sales.
Right, but if you're listing that,
they don't want to flood it with junk either.
Yes, if everybody decides I want to list Game Informers today, and now instead of there being 20 of that Game Informer, there's 50, and none have sold in 2 years.
Purging them like Amazon, like put all the 20 of them into one listing, and then you can choose from all the sellers like Amazon. That would kind of suck, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, but I think that they are going to put some fees on people because people's stores are going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger with slow selling stuff.
Makes sense. Yeah, because I'm right at the edge on mine. I think I went over last month by a couple of days. The auction listings, I think the fixed ones, we get 200,000 of them or something like that. But the auction, I think 2,500. We went over that by like maybe 500. So you're talking $50, which isn't a big deal, but it could be $500 in a couple of years.
Well, and that's where I hope eBay gives us plenty of notice before they make any change to the fee structure, because if I'm sitting there and I'm investing in the List Perfectly or the List Easy or whatever AI program I'm using, and Paul Carl's program, whatever, and I'm putting up hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of items with the thought that this is the fee structure.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. Yeah.
Exactly. And then all of a sudden,
you think it's happening this year or next year?
It's going to be at some point. They're going to sit there and look at the number of items and then the sell through on things, and they're going to raise prices. They just are.
Imagine me going over by 50,000, and then like all of a sudden I got to owe an extra 3,000 a month. Whatever. So that's crazy.
Yep. So just be forewarned on that. Again, I just see it happening. There's a reason why some people call it Feebay. So hopefully that does help you a little bit. Hopefully that gives you a different way to step back and look at it. AI is great. It is the wave of the future. I am using it more and more on items. I'm finding some errors on it where it thinks that 2 people lying in a sleeping bag are a rhinoceros. However, it also, taken with a grain of salt, it has helped me identify some items, which saved me a lot of trouble in listing items. So I am using it some now. And dipping my toes in the AI water. How about we say that? Update, something to do with how they postmark. Oh, yeah. I forget now what it was. It was only going to affect people supposedly that were, it used to work off when the postmark on the bill was and all that kind of stuff. And now it's going to be postmarked a day or 2 later than it had been in the past. So if you are one of those people that your bill is due on the 20th and you're throwing in the mail on the 18th, throw it in the mail on the 16th, I guess is what my advice to you would be on that.
Oh, well, real quick, I don't know why I just thought of this, but when's that Amazon thing coming where they hold your money for a week?
2 weeks, next week, week to 2, something other like that. Yep. Maybe it's later this week. Yeah. So if you don't know what you're talking about, it's a delivery plus 7. Amazon used to pay you money when you printed the postage for the order. Now they're going to wait till after 7 days past delivery.
That's like $10,000. I got to sit on. That's going to be tough to pay the bills.
Yeah, and they just let me out of jail. That's why they let me out of jail.
What if it's an April Fool's joke? We're going to roll out on April 1st. That's about the time you said.
I think it's mid-March. Yeah. What if Amazon did it? They let me out of jail. They send all this traffic to my site. I'm selling, instead of selling, 7 items a week, I'm selling 7 items an hour. I'm going, this is great. And then they go, you went bankrupt.
So what do you think is going to happen when you normally deposit your money and you click transfer, whatever?
It won't be there.
It won't be there. But at some point, they're just going to do it automatically then? You never have to do anything?
No, you'll have to. Well, no, the first day it won't be there.
Yeah, right.
So the first
save anything or something? I don't know.
Well, yeah, it'll say pending or something like that. Yeah. Yep.
Crazy.
All right, everybody. It was a fun show today. Do hit the like button if you could. And again, next week, assuming we figure it out, we're going to have Aaron on. Should be a lot of fun. I know a lot of you have heard the exploits of Aaron throughout the years. So we'll have him on, have him tell us some of the best stories that he's got about traveling, talk about what Cheapskate Mr. Magazine is. So that I always enjoy laughing about too.
Well, we might have some information for them too Wednesday, because we'll be gone Monday and Tuesday.
That is true. That is true. We're not going to Oregon on Monday and Tuesday. And we're
not buying Pokemon cards.
We are not buying Pokemons. We did that earlier. Mr. Magazine actually talked about his wife's new job. Yeah, I had to find.
I'm not good shooting from the hip. I gotta, that's one thing I gotta plan out the ramblings. I want to make sure they're good ones, and
And if you are in Connecticut, Old Greenwich, stop by Saturday. You'll hear me. That's pretty much safe enough. you'll hear me. So walk up to me and say hi to me, and I'll let you buy me a beer for my birthday, which was
nice.
which was the 17th. So thank you to everybody that reached out to me too on my birthday. I was overwhelmed with how many people actually knew it was my birthday. So do appreciate that. I think they were all trying to get credit cards in my name. Do hit the like button if you could, and we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.